Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio, back with another very nerdy video on my Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. But rectifiers are overused! No, they are not! That's like saying that pianos are overused. In my opinion, rectifiers will always remain relevant and unique. Now that uniqueness, that's what's important to me because let's be honest, nothing sounds like a rectifier. Usually when I use my rectifier for the heavy stuff, I go straight to the red channel, so channel 3 on the modern mode. That's the most modern sounding mode on the amplifier after all, right? In fact, in these past few years, I've hardly used the orange channel at all. So I started getting the idea that the orange channel felt left out a little bit, if you know what I mean. Does the red channel really sound better for the heavy stuff, so for the heavy rock and the heavy metal, or is the orange channel just fine and does it sound just as good as the red channel? Let's just compare the two and find out. I told you this would get nerdy. Let's start by taking a listen to the red channel on the modern mode by itself. I have it set as I usually have it set, with the bass lowered a bit, mids slightly below noon, treble a bit past noon, presence low-ish at around 10 o'clock, because this channel can get very bright if you're not careful, master at around 9 o'clock-ish, and gain at slightly below 3 o'clock. I'm going to use my ESP LTD EC1000T with the EMG 57 in the bridge. EMGs sound great through Recto because of the mid-range push that they have. And the amp is going into my Red 7 reactive load and into a single York audio cabinet from the MES 412 OS pack Mix 01. Let's take a listen. That sounded great, obviously, just how I like it, fat, scooped, and sizzly. And also kind of loose in the low end, but that looseness does make the sound bigger in fact. So I think that super tight isn't always the way to go, and that's one of the reasons why I like the rectifier so much. Now let's move on to the orange channel, also on the modern mode of course, and I will dial it in so that it sounds as close as possible to the red channel, the ultimate red channel. Now the presence control on the orange channel reacts very differently than the presence control on the red channel. So I have the presence control on the orange channel usually set much higher than on the red channel because the red channel has a way more aggressive presence range, so to speak. All the other settings like the EQ and the gain will be set very similarly. Let's take a listen. Okay, that sounded cool. Not exactly the same, but pretty similar. I'd say that the orange channel has a bit of a softer attack. So a little bit less aggressive, I'd say. To truly hear the differences, let's also check out an A-B back-to-back comparison with both the channels side by side. Here we go. Alright, the differences definitely are becoming more clear now. As I said, the red channel does sound a bit more aggressive, especially on the transients. And the orange channel is just a bit more of a polite and softer attack, basically. It sounds a little bit more compressed, actually. Let's also check out the comparison with the isolated guitars. Here we go. So, could I get them to sound pretty close? Yes. Do they sound exactly the same? No. The red channel definitely has a bit more mid-range push and a bit more clarity and aggression, especially on the pick attack. And the orange channel just sounds a bit more compressed and polite, basically. So I think that I'm definitely going to stick with the red channel on the modern mode for heavy rhythms. However, that's not to say that the orange channel doesn't sound good. In fact, it's great for rock and for leads. It's great for solos because of that slightly softer attack, actually. It's a bit warmer overall, so yeah, it's great for that. And the presence range is very large. You can make it sound much darker and much more mid-focused, basically. But for rhythm, the red channel on modern mode stays king. Thanks for hanging out with me in this very nerdy comparison, but I really enjoyed it. Which of the two channels do you prefer in this test, and which one would you use for your personal tones? Let me know in the comments down below. That's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd hugely appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Cheers!